A stunning revelation once shook the scientific world. A lone scientist claimed to have discovered microscopic life thriving in boiling acid, only to be laughed out of every major scientific journal. To most, it sounded impossible. Life surviving temperatures and conditions that should instantly destroy it. Ridiculous. Yet decades later, those so-called impossible organisms, extremophiles, would revolutionize biology. Sometimes, the truth is stranger than fiction. Today, we journey into the world of forgotten and misunderstood scientific discoveries, the ideas that were dismissed, buried, or mocked, yet held secrets powerful enough to reshape everything we thought we knew. Throughout history, science has often struggled with its own human flaws. Though built on exploration and open-mindedness, it is still driven by people who can be skeptical, fearful, and resistant to change. When a new discovery doesn't fit the comfortable narrative of the time, it is often rejected, not because it's wrong, but because it's unsettling. Great ideas have been lost, careers destroyed, and knowledge delayed, all because the truth made people uncomfortable. Imagine how different history could have been if only the bizarre had been embraced instead of buried. Take the story of Ignaz Semmelweis. In the mid-1800s, he noticed something horrifying. Women giving birth in hospitals attended by doctors were dying at much higher rates than those cared for by midwives. His investigation led to a shocking discovery: doctors, coming directly from autopsies, were unknowingly carrying deadly infections to their patients. His solution was simple: hand-washing with a chlorine solution. But rather than gratitude, he faced outrage. How dare anyone suggest that esteemed doctors could be the cause of death? His peers mocked him, dismissed his findings, and ultimately ruined his career. Semmelweis died in an asylum, broken and forgotten. And yet today, hand-washing is the most basic principle of medical hygiene, saving countless lives every single day. Another visionary, Alfred Wegener, faced similar resistance. In 1912, Wegener proposed that the continents were not fixed, but actually moved across the Earth's surface. He pointed to matching fossil records and the way the continents seemed to fit together like puzzle pieces. His idea of continental drift was revolutionary, and completely rejected. Without a clear mechanism to explain how massive landmasses could move, scientists scoffed at him. Wegener died during an expedition to Greenland, never knowing that decades later, the theory of plate tectonics would vindicate him. Today, his once ridiculed idea is a cornerstone of modern geology. Barbara McClintock's journey was no different. Working with maize plants in the early 20th century, she discovered that genes could change positions on chromosomes, what she called jumping genes. Her findings were too radical for the scientific community. They didn't fit into the neat, predictable model of genetics that people believed in. McClintock's work was ignored for decades. Only years later, with the rise of molecular biology, would her discoveries be recognized for what they were: a groundbreaking leap in our understanding of DNA. In 1983, she received the Nobel Prize, long after her ideas were first dismissed as nonsense. And then, perhaps the most astonishing discovery of all, the life forms inside nuclear reactors. In the 1980s, scientists studying cooling water from a damaged reactor found something they could hardly believe. A microbe, later named Deinococcus radiodurans, was not just surviving but thriving under radiation levels that should have shattered its DNA instantly. The initial reports were dismissed as contamination, errors, impossibilities. How could life survive such destruction? But the evidence was undeniable. Deinococcus could repair its DNA with incredible precision, surviving doses of radiation thousands of times higher than what would kill a human. Today, this tiny organism is at the forefront of research into nuclear waste cleanup, space exploration, and even medical technology. A discovery once considered a mistake now holds keys to solving some of humanity's biggest challenges. Looking back, one has to wonder, how many more discoveries were lost simply because they seemed too strange? How many ideas were crushed under the weight of skepticism and fear? Progress has never been a straight, comfortable path. It requires embracing the uncomfortable, welcoming the bizarre, and daring to explore the unknown. The stories of Semmelweis, Wegener, McClintock, and the tiny radiation-proof bacterium all share the same lesson. The edges of discovery are messy, counterintuitive, and often deeply unsettling. But those edges are where the real breakthroughs live. They show us that science is not just a collection of facts, it's a mindset. A mindset that must stay open, curious, and brave enough to chase the strange, even when the world laughs. Which of these discoveries surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey through the forgotten and the bizarre, make sure to check out our next video, where we explore more mind-bending experiments that once seemed impossible but ended up changing the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories hidden in the forgotten corners of history.